Bienvenidos a Se Macabro Podcast. Yo soy Dee.
Yo soy Ali.
Y hoy Ali nos contará de un caso que sucedió en Santa Ana, California.
En marzo del año 2025, lo que comenzó como un viaje a Disneylandia terminó en una tragedia. El niño de 11 años, Yatin, había pasado varios días en el parque con su madre, Saritha Ramaraju, durante una visita de custodia, so after a court-approved custody visit. Para el mundo exterior parecía una simple escapada entre madre e hijo, una oportunidad para crear recuerdos en el lugar más feliz del mundo. Pero en la mañana en que el niño debería de haber regresado a casa con su padre, todo cambió. Este es el trágico caso de Yatin Ramaraju. Advertencia: la información de este caso puede ser desencadenante para algunos. Tengan en cuenta que algunos de estos casos pueden involucrar menores de edad, abuso, violación o violencia. Escuchen con precaución.
Warning: the information on this case can be triggering to some. Please be advised that some of these cases may involve children, abuse, rape, and violence. Listen with caution.
Para cualquiera que se haya cruzado con Saritha y Yatin en Disneylandia, o más tarde en el motel, probablemente todo parecía completamente normal. Una madre y su hijo pasando tiempo juntos, disfrutando de las atracciones, coleccionando recuerdos, compartiendo momentos que parecían llenos de alegría. Se suponía que Yatin estaba a salvo. Estaba con su madre, la persona que lo trajo al mundo, la persona que se suponía debía protegerlo por encima de todo. Nadie habría podido imaginar que la misma persona encargada de su cuidado sería responsable de acabar con su vida. Saritha se había separado del padre de Yatin en el 2018 y el acuerdo de custodia le permitía visitas programadas con su hijo. Según los investigadores, había comprado un pase de 3 días para Disneylandia. Las autoridades dicen que en la mañana del 19 de marzo, aproximadamente a las 9:12 de la mañana, Saritha llamó al 911 y reportó que ella había matado a su hijo y que intentó quitarse la vida, que había tomado bastantes pastillas.
Wow.
Ya, pero ella sobrevivió el intento de suicidio y fue detenida una vez dada de alta.
So she gave him sleeping pills?
No.
No. Oh,
No, I'm about to go into what happened. So she
Okay.
kills him and then she tries to commit suicide by taking.
Okay.
She took pills.
She
Yeah.
took pills. Okay.
Ya. Existe una grabación de la cámara corporal de los oficiales, like body cam, and de los que respondieron en el motel La Quinta Inn en Santa Ana. So, en este video se ve a Saritha saliendo de la habitación.
Uh-huh.
So, she's coming out, like, there's, like, the hallway, she's coming out of, like, the door, y traía un teléfono en su mano. Y she's walking, está caminando con, to, like, approaching the authorities, right?
Okay.
And she has una actitud distante. Like, there's no... Su expresión, like, it's flat. Like, there's
Okay.
nothing there. And she's walking towards los oficiales. Y entonces se le acercan y la esposan, right? Le están poniendo las handcuffs. Yes, thank you. Se las están poniendo y en el video se ve que sus manos están llenas de sangre. La policía que la está deteniendo dice, tiene sangre en sus manos, tiene sangre en sus manos. Y le preguntan quién más está en el cuarto. Y ella dice que su hijo. It's so, if you see that video, like, it's just, there's no emotion in her face. It's just a blank stare.
It's not like there's no worry. There's no, like,
No.
kind of like being very, like, con esa expresión de terror o de angustia o de
Nothing.
que algo malo está,
Nope.
sino it's just kind of like emotionless.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's like, you know, like cuando están en las cortes and they're just staring at like, y ves que no tienen, there's nothing
There's no light
behind
in the
their eyes. Nothing.
Yeah.
It's so scary. And she just comes out of the room like nothing.
Wow.
Al entrar, los oficiales encontraron a Yatin en la cama. Había sufrido múltiples heridas de arma blanca y tenía la garganta cortada. So she slit his throat. A su alrededor habían recuerdos de Disneylandia. So like the Disney souvenirs that they bought were placed around him. Pequeños objetos ordinarios que horas anterior fueron objetos que lo hicieron sonreír. Según los investigadores, Yatin había fallecido varias horas antes de que ella hiciera la llamada al 911. En el lugar se recuperó un cuchillo de cocina, que se cree fue la arma que ella utilizó en el ataque. When, they got there, she had said that she had taken. Cuando llamó, ¿se acuerdan que dijo que había tomado pastillas? Y entonces primero la llevaron al hospital just to make sure she was okay. And right after when she came out, fue dada de alta, fue cuando la esposaron.
La arrestaron, ajá.
Yeah. Fue acusada de 1 felony count of murder and 1 felony enhancement for personal use of a deadly weapon, which was a knife. Y si es declarada culpable de los cargos, enfrenta una posible sentencia de 26 años a cadena perpetua. Espero que Yatin reciba justicia y que el sistema legal la responsabilice y le dé la condena que se merece. Because what she did...
Yeah. It's heartbreaking to know that that's one of those things that she took him to the happiest place on earth to be, to create these memories, to hold these like sentimental thoughts and everything, and bought him souvenirs, and they had a great time. But at the hotel, everything changed. Did they ever mention, I mean, I'm pretty sure not yet because it's still an open case, but did they mention why she might have done it?
So they're stating that it was probably because of like the custody issues.
Okay.
Because they were fighting for
custody.
Yeah.
Okay.
It sounds like the dad tenía más custodia del niño.
Okay.
So, and that day was the day that he was supposed to go back with his dad.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
But also the fact that the souvenirs were placed, I'm assuming.
They're like around him.
Around
no
his
dijeron
body?
Si estaban así, no dijeron estaba around his body, pero que estaban...
Or they could see them?
They could see them, yeah. They were just around him.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it's so heartbreaking to know that that's something that happened to him the day that he was, he had such an amazing weekend with his mother, right. And then to like having to go home and I'm sure he was looking forward to, seeing his dad and talking about his weekend, and to know that was like his that
final moments.
Yeah.
Es difícil comprender cómo una disputa de custodia, like a custody issue, o el enojo personal pudo escalar hasta algo tan desbatador. Yatin no tenía la culpa de que la relación de sus padres no funcionó o que estuvieran en corte peleando la custodia. No importa que tan encabronada que estés, no importa how much you hate your ex-partner, o like quitarle la vida a tu hijo no es la solución. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, if this is a reason, right, they're making this assumption that this is why she did this. Like, if this is a reason, I mean, no hay ninguna razón para hacer esto, but because how many cases have we covered, right, in our podcast where the parents, cuando su relación no funciona y se separan and they're in custody issues, how many cases have we not covered where these parents, just to get back to their ex-partner, asesinan a sus hijos. Like, how does that make sense? Just to get back at them?
Yeah, it doesn't. And then also the fact that that there's no sense of like remorse for your own child. It's more of like your own selfish need.
Exactly.
On having to be like, oh well, you know, I'm not gonna have you this like satisfaction of keeping my child, so I'm gonna murder them. It's unfair.
Right. Y como dije, no han así aclarado oficialmente. They're assuming, right, that they're saying this is the reason why. Because they don't have any other reason. There's nothing else. And it's just so heartbreaking that if she did this because of this, that's infuriating, that's heartbreaking, and para mí, and maybe for many of us, this is not a mother. She is not a mother. There's these individuals that do this to their children, they're not parents. They're monsters, because you don't do that. You don't do that to your child.
Exactly. It's like, one thing is having this hatred for your ex-partner, not enjoying the fact that, you know, you're going through these trials and court procedures to get some sort of custody. But one thing is having this deep hate for them, and then another is you know, hurting your own child in the process. Because at the end of the day, they have no fault in this. They're innocent. They're just part of the procedure. They have nothing to do with, you know, the person that you're fighting against. They're innocent in this whole situation.
Casos como este nos recuerdan dolorosamente que ningún dolor emocional, ningún conflicto y ningún sentimiento de traición puede justificar dañar a un niño. Nunca existe una situación en la que eso puede ser una solución. And it really breaks my heart to imagine what this sweet boy thought or felt in his last moments, seeing what his mother was doing. Because the way that they describe it is she stabbed him multiple times. That's so the last image that he left with.
To having that, the last thing that you see is your mom like stabbing you multiple times, and because didn't she slit his
throat. Yeah. I don't know. No dijeron si lo hizo, si the slitting the throat happened first, or correct, if it was the stabbing. Yeah.
But the fact that you had to not once, but that you stabbed him multiple times shows that you had deep anger. And I feel like at that point, you know, you have no sense of connection or empathy or even care for your own child.
Yeah.
But also, then I'm wondering, where the hell did she get this knife? Because it's a kitchen knife, right?
Yeah.
So it's she couldn't have gotten it.
She probably bought it.
But yeah, so I'm you bought it.
You
when
planned
you were
it
there, or you packed it in your stuff.
Exactly. Right.
Who knows, right? But at the same time, it's she had already purposely planned this. It wasn't something that just happened where she got a knife from the place that she was staying at. It's she purposely bought this or brought this and decided to commit this murder after having a wonderful time at Disneyland. It's so heartbreaking to know that you're willing to do something like that. Y con tanto dolor y tanto coraje, las veces que lo apuñaló, it's crazy.
Y luego trata, and then she tries to take her own life.
Yeah.
And in a way where it's she's saying, I just stabbed my child, I hurt him, I made him go through all of this, and I'm just gonna take pills.
Yeah. It's you tried to take the easy way route
exactly.
out.
Right. It's not that we're saying that there's a bet. No, we're not saying that.
Yeah, we're not saying that
there's
a hard way. There's
right.
kind of saying we don't want to say, oh, this is a way to do it, or this is going to cause more harm. But at the same time, it's like, you literally stabbed your child, killed him, and like just completely destroyed him, because that's what she did.
Yeah.
And instead of you doing it, you know, a way that would be equally as traumatic in a way, you decide to take these pills that didn't do anything to you because you ended up surviving. And you still confronted the police in a way where it's like nada te pasó. It's crazy.
Well, she's gonna get, you know, hopefully the sentences she gets is what she deserves.
I agree.
El fiscal del condado de Orange, Todd Spitzer, declaró lo siguiente: The life of a child should not hang in the balance between two parents whose anger for each other outweighs their love for their child. Anger makes you forget who you love and what you are responsible for doing. The safest place for a child should be in their parents' arms. Instead of wrapping her arms around their son in love, she slits his throat and, in the cruelest twist of fate, removed him from the very world she brought him into. Nuestros corazones están con el padre de Yatin y con toda su familia durante esta pérdida. Ningún padre debería tener que enfrentar el dolor de perder a un hijo, especialmente en circunstancias tan repentinas y desbatadoras. El duelo que sigue a una tragedia como esta no solo es profundo, sino que cambia la vida por completo. Extendemos nuestras más sinceras condolencias, compasión y apoyo a quienes conocieron y amaron a Yatin. En medio de este dolor, esperamos que estén rodeados de fortaleza, cuidado y el espacio para poder vivir su duelo en paz. El recuerdo de Yatin permanece con quienes más lo amaron, y es a través de ellos que su vida sigue siendo honrada. Este fue el trágico asesinato de Yatin Ramaraju.
Wow.
I don't know why this case hit really hard.
I mean, it makes sense. I think it's the fact that we enjoy, you know, we do enjoy Disneyland, and we think about it, and we're like, it brings so much happiness, joy, so much happiness, and at the end, it's like, you brought this your son pure happiness and joy, and gave him this wonderful experience to take it away. Mm-hmm. It's like you purposely did such a malicious thing to an innocent child. So I think that's why it hurts. Especially, I feel for us, it hurts as a spectator, because, you know, we see as Disneyland as a happy place, as a place that you go and, you know, you feel different. You feel like you're in a different world. It takes you away from I guess the outside world, where things are complicated, things are heavy, things are constantly feeling like, you know, we're like, everything is going, you know, to shit. But when you're, but when you're at you know, at Disneyland or Disney parks, or, you know, all of that stays away from that. Mm-hmm. And for those couple of hours that you're at the park, you feel happy. You feel like the world isn't a shitty place, you know. And I think for kids, it especially feels that way, because it's not one of those things, those experiences that, you know, they do often. And you probably go once every couple of years. Or maybe, you know, hypothetically, this might have been like his first time there. Let's say, just pretend it's his first time there. Right. So having this joyous, like, experience there, and having to, you know, have these memories there with your mom, and, you know, experiencing all these things for the first time, and then to, like, go back to the hotel and just have that taken away from you, like it meant nothing. It's heartbreaking. So I don't blame you for feeling so, like, you know, upset about it, because I mean, even me as a listener right now, I'm like, that really hurts, you know. So yeah,
The dad, I can't imagine what. Oh man. Like just going to pick up your son and you see all these officers and they're giving you the news. Oh man.
Oh no. It's just heart shattering to know that, you know, you're expecting to see your son, you know, because it's a part of your routine that you take him to see his mom and then you pick him up and he tells you about what happened and like his day and stuff like this. But to know that, you know, you don't get him back, it's heartbreaking. But yeah, our hearts go out to Yatin's family, his father, and everybody that felt connected to this case and that wants to, you know, remember him for being, you know, a wonderful kid that was taken too soon. And once again, we cover these cases because, yes, you know, we want to talk about something that's very that impacts us in a way, but also to give voices to those that aren't here to express themselves and give them a platform to be heard and to be seen. And for that, we, you know, our hearts go out to the family and to the friends and to anybody that has been impacted by it. And we would love to hear from you guys and then know what you guys think about this case. You know, yeah, I'm kind of like having a blank because at the same time it's like you can't even talk about it as a you know, have a conversation about it. But our platforms.
All I want to say is that whoever's listening to us, if you are going through custody issues, if you're having issues with your partner, please do not involve the kids.
No.
And I'm not saying to the point where it's going to end up with taking the child's life, right? No, I mean just in general. Yeah. If you have kids and you and their parent are done and you guys have separated, please do not involve the kids. This is not the kids' fault.
It's not.
You guys, sometimes these parents cause more trauma and more, you know, more issues, and it affects the kids. So just no matter how much it didn't work out with the parent, really try your best to
not get them involved.
Yeah.
I feel like overall that I mean, because the child has no fault in this, you know, they didn't decide who their father was or who their mother was. They're just a product of a relationship, you know, however it became, like whether it was, you know, a marriage, whether it was, you know, one night stand, or whether it was just, you know, a fling, whatever it was, the child had no place into asking to be born. They were just born. So, they have no fault in this situation. They're innocent. And I think one of the hardest things that we have to like tell ourselves is that whatever happened between you and your partner, it shouldn't reflect on the child. The child already is going to go through enough trauma as it is to having to encounter like even more traumatic events about a court test, like a court trial and custody battles. Like they don't need that. They don't need that at all.
And I know there's some parents who are just, you know, you don't want the parent involved in their life because, you know, there's things going on with that other parent. I get it. I get it, right? Sometimes you just got to fight for your child and custody issues and all the legal stuff. It's going to be messy. It is, right? But it's just try not to get the kid involved, or even if, I mean, they're going to be involved, but de tratar de hacerlo lo más fácil para los niños.
Yeah.
And just be there for them.
Yeah.
Don't use your kids to get back at your ex-partner.
Yeah, definitely not. I feel like doing that is just not only harming the child, because they're going to go through like a very traumatic and psychological trauma when it comes to being like put in the middle of everything, but also I feel like you yourself are inflicting pain to yourself because you're not letting go of this. Regardless of what it is, whatever the other person did to you, whatever it is, X, Y, and Z, I always feel like doing these type of situations where you're trying to get back at them by using the child or by using whatever force, at the end of the day, you're still harming yourself. It's a self-harm situation. And it's not going to help anything, because regardless of the pain you're trying to inflict on the other person, at the end of the day, that's not going to replace your own pain. It's not what is an eye for an eye anymore. It's more of you're hurting yourself more than you're trying to cause to the other person, if that makes sense. But
it does. And I know there's so many factors that play into all these custody issues, right? Sometimes the other parent is not a reliable parent, right? They're not doing well, right? Yeah. Maybe there's substance use, maybe there was domestic violence, there was a lot there, and those are understandable, right? Like completely fight for your child, right? Make sure the child's safety is first, right? But what we're talking about is when there's that anger between the parents, and it's tu mamá es esto, tu papá es esto, manipulating, right? And getting the child, that's what we're talking about. Getting the child involved, it gets messy, and you're just affecting your kid.
Yeah. Overall, you're just causing more trauma.
Yeah.
And you're hurting your child. And down the line, you're hurting yourself. And you're hurting your child. And your child is either gonna, carry on those traits, or they're gonna, turn the tables and do something similar to you, where, it's just a pattern, and it's one of those patterns that you have to break, and try your best not to let it consume you. Right. And I know it's harder said than done, but at the same time, it's like, don't do it. It's not worth it. It definitely isn't. Try your best to fight for your child if you need to, but do not get them involved. It's not healthy.
Yeah.
But with that said, we would love to hear your opinions regarding maybe, custody battles this time around. Because, the case is very heavy on its own. I feel like it would be easier if we talk about custody and the reflection on that, and maybe how you've handled it if you've gone through it. We would love to know what you have to say about that. Our platforms are open. You can go on our Instagram, our TikTok, our Threads, our Facebook, our YouTube, and our Twitter, or X as it's known now, or our Blue Sky. You can find us at SVSM_podcast. Or you can type in on Facebook. Hold on. Planes. Or you can type on Facebook at Soy Macabro Podcast, or look us up on YouTube as Soy Macabro Podcast, SVSM_podcast también, and we should pop up, as well as our whole discography, our whole catalog should pop up on YouTube.
I'm telling you, you just really...
I really want to
you really want to
perform,
start a band, don't you? That's what it is.
Yeah. But yeah, you
I don't know what type of band that would be, but
we got a little bit of everything.
I'll get the pots and pans and just pretend they're drums. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I play a mean tambourine. But yeah, you can leave us comments there. You can talk to us there. Please remember to follow and like and subscribe and do all those fun stuff, because that really helps expand.
Send us money for coffee. No, I'm kidding. I am kidding.
I'm not. I'm just kidding. But yeah, you can follow us there. It'll help us with, gaining more momentum and having people listen to these stories and talk about them with other people and share them and spread, people's stories. We also have our catalog of 167 episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you stream your podcasts. And if we aren't streaming on your podcast application or website, just let us know and we will try our best to adjust to having our podcast be in those sites. Just let us know and we will try our best to spread these episodes everywhere else. And yeah, I don't know. Is that it? Do we have anything else?
I think that's it.
All right. Do we have any recommendations?
Nope. Recommendations is to just keep working.
For real.
That's been my life. Just work.
I've been watching Heated Rivalry. I just finished watching it. Very interesting show. I liked it. I liked it a lot. So that'll be my recommendation. The fandom goes hard. The fandom does go hard. I literally posted something about it on Threads the other day on my personal account. I kid you not, it got like 500 likes and like 80 or 90 comments. And it's everybody going crazy at the fact that I'm watching the show. I literally just posted that I started watching the show recently. And people went crazy. They're like, oh my God, you're gonna love it. And I'm just like, holy shit. Like, and I even told my cousin Ozzy about it. And I was like, because she told me to watch it. She was like, you should watch it. And I was like, yeah, I'll watch it. I started watching it and I posted about it and she was like, yeah, the fandom goes hard. And I was like, I had no idea. But yeah, that's my only recommendation. And yeah, if you guys are interested, it's on HBO Max. But
I just watch old shows that I've seen so many times already. I'm like,
I know what you mean. But sometimes
I'm watching Modern Family again right now. I love that show.
I've only watched Modern Family occasionally. I never fully watched the whole show. So I probably need to add it to my list.
You have to. It's the best.
But yeah, do we have any announcements? Anything at all?
No. I know this episode went up late, so we're recording on Easter. So
yeah. So happy Easter.
Happy Easter. Happy Easter.
And we're finally in April, so happy April.
It's going so fast.
Yeah, it's how? I had no idea.
How? I don't know.
But happy April to everyone. And we're hopefully you're enjoying your Easter with your family.
Yeah.
And you guys get candy and wonderful food to those who celebrate. And yeah. I think that's it. I don't know. Do we have anything else? That's it.
I don't have anything else.
Okay. Well, we hope you have a wonderful weekend and the rest of your week. And yeah. Anything else?
Ahí nos vemos. No.
Yeah. Oh. All right. And we'll see you guys next week.
Nos vemos la próxima semana.
Yeah. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye. Stay spooky.